Hello, everyone. Welcome to Coworkies Job Gazette Live, a very new format we are exploring. And I'm very excited for it, actually. My name is Pauline Roussel, for those of you who do not know me. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Coworkies. Today I'm here because we are going to dive into an amazing work opportunity that got posted on Coworkies very recently, which you can see just next to me, for a role of implementation and support analyst at TechSapiens. In a second, I will bring Fiona on stage to chat with me about the job. I just want to give you a bit of context as to why this live and what we are aiming to achieve. With Coworkies, we like to explore new formats and new ideas, and we thought that oftentimes job ads are something you read, and we thought, what if we do something different? What if instead of just reading the ad, we also give you a chance to, talk to the person who is recruiting, and so that we can chat with them and understand also what's a little bit beyond the ad, hoping that it will give you this little kick you need to apply, or some confirmations about whether this role is for you or not. So it's going to be short, it's going to be very sweet, and I'm very excited to actually welcome Fiona. Hi, Fiona.
Hey, Pauline, thank you so much. I'm really excited to do this.
Me too. Welcome to
It's
our
a lovely
first.
idea.
Yeah,
I think
welcome
it's
to our first live.
yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, very honoured.
Yes. Before we dive right into it, because obviously I know you, but I would imagine that some of
Yes.
the people watching us right now or later might not. So before we dive into the job description, the job position, can you maybe
Yeah.
say a little bit about who you are and what you do, and maybe also a little bit about TechSapiens?
So I'm Fiona. I'm the Director of Workspace Strategy at TechSapiens. We as an organisation are, yes, a technology company. We primarily focus on the co-working and flex industry. And we help spaces and operators set up new spaces, scale, grow, and basically put things in place to enable them to run really well and to deliver a great experience to their members. And that's the whole ecosystem.
And how long have you guys been doing that for?
So TechSapiens has been going for 12 years.
Wow. Okay.
So it's definitely been around for a little while. I was originally working with TechSapiens as a separate consultant, which I did for about 5 years. And then towards the end of last year, we finally got our act together and I've officially joined. So
Congratulations.
very
I'm very
happy.
excited for you. Yes.
Thank you.
So we are gonna talk about the job at the moment. I don't want to. So at the end, we will put a QR code where people that people can scan and apply. So I don't want to go into the details of the job that's
Yeah.
posted here. Instead, I would love to ask follow-up questions around the job. And the first one I have for you is, what gap in your team or workflow were you trying to fill when you wrote this job ad?
Great question. So we're growing, and we're growing the part of the team that really specializes in the software ecosystem for co-working flexible workspace. We obviously have hardware side. These platforms are really at the heart of how a space operates day to day. So as our client base grows, we need to really dedicate capacity focused on these systems and how they support operators and the teams.
And if we look at the job, this particular job of implementation and support analyst, what problem is this hire meant to solve in the next, let's say, 6 to 12 months?
So I think the biggest thing probably is really improving on consistency and responsiveness for our clients, having someone who can take real ownership of day-to-day support, but also do some project work, so new implementations, things like that as well. I'll be very honest, this is also going to free me up to spend more time on consulting work with clients, while I've got the confidence of knowing that the operational side is just being handled really well.
And the ad mentions someone who loves systems and the tech side. Can you maybe paint a clearer picture of the type of experience you're most excited about?
Yeah, I think the thing I wanted to get across really clearly, which I'm hoping I did with the cover and the job, is some people might look at this and think it's it's an IT company, it's a tech support role, but it's not. It's really about how we improve the experience of operator teams and by extension their members. And I'm really most excited by someone who already works in co-working or flex, who understands what a really great member first experience looks like. And someone, ideally for this role, someone who's seen how well-designed systems quietly enable that experience to happen.
So it's a mix of like understanding the tech part, but also understanding the, human relationship part as well.
Yes,
And if this role
absolutely.
is working well, what will we see them delivering in their first month?
So I think to start with, the first thing we want to do, because bear in mind sort of background, we'll work together to understand what they already know, and also where they want to develop, because there's obviously a lot of things involved. So
Yeah.
we'll start there. We'll put together a structured training plan, which will be a mix of independent learning, hands-on work alongside me, and with clients. And within the first few months, we'd really expect them to be handling client support issues confidently and autonomously, but then knowing when to escalate when they need more experience, building ownership of the systems they're supporting, and building those client relationships.
Mm-hmm. It's actually, speaking of client relationships, it's a good segue to my next question. Can you touch on who will they work most closely with? Is it like ops, product, community teams? And also maybe what does that collaboration would look like day to day?
Okay. Yes, that's a good thing. So primarily, it's probably community teams. So I think
Okay.
most of the interactions we have are with community teams, because let's face it, they're the guys who day to day are dealing with all of these issues. So that's the most common, but it also is, depending on what the issue or the task is, it might be the ops team, sometimes it's the finance teams, but I would say the core is probably the community teams. A lot of that is handling support tickets via our service desk. So there is a lot of email communication effectively, but we really encourage calls, whether that's video calls or phone calls. And the other thing is we actively engage in person. So spending time on client sites. So sometimes we'll be going to a client site for a specific thing, but we also go and like arrange to just spend a day in a client space and go
Hmm.
through issues, but also really get a better feel for how they're running, what's going on, and experiencing it.
And from your perspective, working at first with TechSapiens and now at TechSapiens, what kind of person tends to thrive in your team?
So I think the thing I would say is the most important things for us are someone who has drive,
Mm-hmm.
someone who's curious, who's wanting to really learn and dig into things. I would say someone who's looking for a career rather than a job, so progression opportunities. We work very collaboratively. There's often crossover between the systems. So someone who enjoys joining the dots, working with other people and solving problems together do tend to do really well. We're growing as an organization, so we are especially keen on people who want to grow with us.
Mm-hmm. Again, a very good bridge to my next question, because talking about growth, I think it's always very interesting to understand how, one job can evolve over time.
Mhm.
In the case of the implementation and support analyst, what kind of, how do you see, sorry, this role evolving over time? What can it become?
So I think there are a few paths depending on the person's strengths and their interests. So one option might be becoming a really deep subject matter expert across the whole co-working tech ecosystem, staying close to vendor development, advising clients on things that will genuinely benefit them, and really being the absolute authority on the platforms. Another option is moving into a more of a consultancy role, working closely with clients to design what they want to deliver. So we spend a lot of time understanding how this particular space wants to operate and function and how we can then set things up to deliver that. As the team grows, there'll be opportunities to move into leadership if that's something that person is interested in. I'm always very conscious that that's not what everybody wants. But as we are growing, I think that's definitely also an option. So yeah, and we hope to offer, we want a person to grow and develop, but we also want to understand what their skills are, what do they really enjoy, and how can that best move forward.
I actually love that about the job because it feels very flexible in terms of growth
Yeah,
opportunities. As in, there are many pathways that the person could explore, as in where they want to, as you said, hone in
yeah,
certain skills and grow within the role. I think that's really
yeah,
nice.
yeah. I hope
And
so.
uh, um, if we talk about more practical things directly
Mhm.
targeted at candidates, in your view, what should they highlight in their CV or cover letter to catch your attention?
So I think the most important thing for us is it's more about the attitude and aptitude. So how we can demonstrate that member first experience, because we are very much client first, and we do treat our clients as our partners, and our success is their success is our success. So any examples that can show that member first mindset in action. If they have got examples of how they've used the technology in their space to improve something, whether that's efficiency, experience, or insight and analysis, and what they learned along the way. So I think those two things are probably quite key.
Okay. And I have one question left for you and one
Yeah.
comment. So
Okay.
the question, sorry, if you had to separate must have from nice to have in the job description, what would be on each list?
Ooh, so I think the must-haves. Well, but I think it's a really good question because it might not be what people expect. I
Yes.
think the must-haves really the experience in co-working flex. So understanding to whatever level, but having an understanding of the industry, a genuine interest in how technology supports operations,
Mm,
desire to keep learning, definitely people who like to have processes, improve processes, and work to that because we are big fans of consistency and repeatability. And the really strong customer first mindset, as I've said, that's a super important thing. We always try to look at things in the lens of helping our clients succeed, as I said. I think the nice to haves is experience with the workspace management platforms, familiarity with related systems like CRM things, print, access control, there's a whole host. Any experience they have working with third-party vendors, because obviously we do escalate. But because all of those things can be taught,
yeah.
we don't believe they're essential on day one. So it's really those softer skills and the aptitude that I think is the real key for us.
Hmm. Um, Thank you so much for answering my question. I think so now. I'm really excited about this job, by the way. I was like, oh, that's a really cool job because I think also for candidates, it gives them the chance to work with different type of clients. And as you said, I
Yeah.
think it's also a good way to have a pulse on the industry in a different way, which I really like. I know also that you guys are an amazing team, so I would invite anybody thinking to just do it and apply. Just a few as we are wrapping up the
Yeah.
live, and then I'll give you the floor. But in terms of practical details, if you guys are watching this now and thinking, okay, I want to apply, so you can go on coworkies.com /jobs. Maybe also we can bring up the QR code if you want to scan it to access the job ad directly. And there you will have more details, concrete details that we didn't talk about here because obviously that was not the point, as you can read it. But I think, yeah, you can scan the QR code, read the job ad, and then apply and send your CV to Fiona and their team. And is there anything else you would like to add, Fiona, that I didn't ask you or something to wrap things up?
I do. I think it's that thing of you might think that you're not a tech person, But if you are the person in your space who deals with some of these issues and things, I hate to break it to you, but you're a tech person. So it might open up some opportunities that maybe community teams haven't previously thought of.
Amazing. Thank you so much first for posting this job ad on Coworkies. That means a lot to us to have you guys joining the multitude of work opportunities available in co-working spaces. So thanks for doing that. And also thanks for joining me today for this first live. I'm really excited. It will be soon available on LinkedIn for being rewatched. So I'm also excited about that.
Really happy to have been here.
Yes, it was very nice. I hope to see you very soon in London. And in the meantime, I wish you, what is it? It's lunchtime for you, no? So,
yeah.
Okay, then I wish you a very nice lunch break and we see each other very soon.
Yes, take care.
Bye, Fiona.